Good afternoon. In Cook County, we've always believed that every person deserves access to justice and essential services. Across the country, we're witnessing a troubling new reality. Intensified ICE raids, sweeping detentions, and the constant weaponization of federal immigration enforcement. These actions are designed to instill fear and push our friends, families, and neighbors into the shadows. My commitment remains firm. Cook County will use every tool at our disposal, legal, legislative, administrative, to push back against unlawful federal actions and to safeguard our residents. That's why we're building robust, accessible legal services for detained individuals. In the fall of 2020, with the support from the Board of Commissioners and the J.M. Pritzker Foundation, we launched the Public Defender's Immigration Pilot Unit. In the spring of 2022, following significant legislative wins at both the state and county levels, we made an additional investment to make that pilot program a permanent division within the law office. Since then, the Immigration Division has successfully represented numerous immigrants, regardless of status, and provided a lifeline to people who would otherwise have faced the system alone. Earlier this year, the County Board authorized the Office of the Public Defender to represent Cook County residents appearing before immigration courts outside of Cook County. I'm proud to have supported the creation of our first ever Immigration Division in the Office of the Public Defender, and I'm equally proud that our fiscal year 2026 budget proposal expands this work by funding an additional 7 positions. This expansion will allow the public defender to broaden outreach and respond to more cases that come into the Family Support Network hotline and the Midwest Immigration Defenders Alliance hotline, the region's primary entry point for legal service requests. We're deeply grateful to our immigration defense partners and the work of the Defenders for All Coalition, including the Resurrection Project, United African Organization, and many, many more. I want to recognize Sharon Mitchell's leadership as our public defender. His vision, his commitment to equity, and his dedication to expanding access to counsel have strengthened this office and have been instrumental in our ability to meet this moment. Supporting this work will keep families together and help prevent asylum seekers, longtime community members from being deported based on unlawful or unconstitutional government actions. We will defend the rights, dignity, and humanity of every person who calls Cook County home. Thank you. And now I'd like to bring to the podium our public defender, Sharon Mitchell.
Thank you, President. President's right. My name is Sharon Mitchell, Jr., Public Defender of Cook County. I want to thank the President, our commissioners, and very, very important, these folks, the Defenders for All Coalition, for their commitment to their people. Our office's mission is to protect our clients' fundamental rights, liberties, and dignity. And that work has never been more necessary and essential. There's never been a more important time to be a public defender and support the work of the public defender. So I want to thank the defenders on the ground that are doing the work every single day. They are facing an unprecedented escalation in federal immigration enforcement that has used dehumanizing language and unlawful arrests and a campaign to target communities that they have deemed vulnerable. The people that are being stolen are school teachers and laborers and entrepreneurs and mothers and fathers, and there are our friends and our neighbors, and they have folks that depend on them, folks that need them to survive, and they're being treated in an incredibly horrible way. All people are guaranteed the right of due process, and our office is working tirelessly to ensure that Cook County residents receive it, no matter their place of birth or no matter what they look like. We've been able to meet this challenge thanks to the foresight of President Preckwinkle and the Cook County Board. I especially want to thank Commissioner Anaya, who's been there from day one of this division and demanded that the Cook County Public Defender's Office provide the service. We are able to provide our clients with the knowledge they need to navigate the legal system, and we stand with them during their immigration cases, now enshrined in state law. Speaking of state law, I want to thank our bill sponsor, Commissioner Gon Gershowitz, for being here and supporting our work. Our immigration division is on track to become the largest provider of legal services to detain individuals in the region. Since the launch of the division, our attorneys have represented more than 190 clients in immigration proceedings, including 49 people who were detained this year facing deportation. This year alone, our immigration attorneys have ensured that 700 non-citizen clients with pending Cook County cases were advised of their options under immigration law and how their pending cases would affect those options. But our work extends beyond just our clients. We have helped family members locate loved ones who were taken, counseled them, and provided clarity on how to understand this incredibly complex system. Thanks to the support of the President and the Board of Commissioners, we are continuing to grow that need. As you heard, next year we are going to double the number of attorneys in the Immigration Division from 4 to 8, and by 2027, we expect to have a total of 12 attorneys dedicated to assisting our clients. I want to especially thank Commissioner Vasquez, Aguilar, and Anaya. Tell a quick story. Mid-year budget, they pulled me into a room and basically said, are we going to do this the easy way or the hard way? They decided that it was their responsibility to ensure that our division be staffed the way it should be. I also want to thank Commissioner Morita, who has fought tirelessly on language access, something that we are continuing to deal with every single day. We need to be able to communicate with our clients, and our commissioners are doing our best to make sure that happens. I want to tell one more story. Earlier this year, our attorneys won asylum for an immigrant from Venezuela who was beaten, stabbed, and jailed for his participation in a protest in his home country when he was just 17 years old. Seeking asylum is legal and protected by a law, and many of our clients have credible claims that being sent back to their country could become a death sentence. Others have been living here for decades, working, raising their families, and contributing to our communities. They all deserve a fair legal process, and we are so proud to help them get where they want to go. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all y'all's work.
I have a long name. Okay. Buenas tardes. My name's Ere Rendon. I am with the Resurrection Project. Immigrant communities have lived through some of the hardest weeks that we have ever seen. There's no overstating how much terror and pain our communities were just put through. However, deportations have been tearing our families apart for as long as I can remember. And we have never had the right to have an attorney appointed to us when facing the federal government. So we need this immigration division more than ever. The Defenders for All campaign started in 2020. We won the support of President Preckwinkle, Commissioner Anaya, the Public Defender's Office, and we've met with every single commissioner over the years. We've passed state bills, we've testified, and continue to win this expansion of the division. And today is a milestone, but we're going to continue to come back for more. So thank you so much to President Preckwinkle, Public Defender Sharon Mitchell, Commissioner Anaya, Commissioner Vasquez and Aguilar, and all of the commissioners who have stood with us since the very beginning. And to State Representative Jennifer Gon Gershowitz and our Senate sponsor, Omar Aquino, for the work that we've had to do in Springfield to make this a reality. But most importantly, thank you to all of the organizations who make up Defenders for All, who for 5 years have been working on this campaign and have always believed that we can win and that we will continue to organize for more. Buenos días, yo me llamo Erendira Rendón, estoy con Proyecto Resurrección. No cabe duda que las últimas semanas han sido las semanas más difíciles que los inmigrantes han vivido en muchísimo tiempo. Pero es imposible exagerar el terror y el dolor que han vivido nuestras comunidades y que han sufrido recientemente. Pero sin embargo, sabemos que las deportaciones siempre han estado separando a nuestras familias y nunca hemos tenido el derecho de que se nos dé un abogado. Pero aquí en el condado de Cook estamos haciendo algo diferente. Estamos tratando de asegurar que todos tengan el derecho de un abogado y un defensor público en inmigración, y sabemos que ahora es más importante que nunca. La campaña Defenders for All empezó en el 2020 y ganamos el apoyo de la presidenta Preckwinkle, de la comisionada Alma Anaya y la oficina de los defensores públicos. Nos hemos reunido con todos los elegidos, hemos aprobado leyes en el estado y seguimos luchando y vamos a seguir luchando para que este año haya 12 abogados, pero para el próximo año vamos a pedir aún más. Muchísimas gracias a la presidenta Preckwinkle, al defensor público Cheryl Mitchell, a todos los elegidos, muy particularmente a la comisionada Alma Anaya, los comisionados Aguilar y Vázquez, y todos los comisionados de Cook County que han votado por esta expansión. Y también a nuestros campeones estatales, la representante Jennifer Gunn-Gershwitz y el senador Omar Aquino, que han creado esta división a través del estado. Y también, muy importante, darle gracias y reconocer a todas las organizaciones que empezaron esta campaña desde 2020 y que creemos que este logro que se pudo hacer y que se va a poder seguir expandiendo. Ahora es mi placer presentar a la Commissioner Alma Anaya. Thank you.
Yes, sí se pudo, right? Yeah. I'm extremely proud and quite honored and moved to be here because I think, we talk about what happened in 2020, but, these conversations happened even before that. So we're actually celebrating almost over 6 years of realizing and acknowledging that legal representation and due process is important. We knew it was important. We never thought that in this day and age, we would have to protect it by all means necessary. But I think it's important to celebrate. Yes, it's been 6 years and we're seeing the fruit of all of that hard work. So I want to give the Defenders for All Coalition a round of applause for their vision and also just their tenacity through a lot of hard times. When we're talking about 2020, we went a small delegation, including the president's office, and I want to give a shout out to Lynetta Haynes-Turner, the president's chief of staff, who actually went with us on this delegation trip to San Francisco, where we got to sit in immigration court and got to see many individuals that, if they did not have an attorney, it would be young people, which we often hear about, just representing themselves. And we learned a lot of interesting statistics at the time. We learned that, upwards of 70% of individuals who may not have legal representation will not be released. We learned about how important it is to have someone on your corner when you're facing a judge or in a hearing that's determining your life, that's determining what happens with your family. And it's extremely important that we did something about it. So when we did move forward, of course, with the help and blessing of Madam President and the state attorney, the public defender's office and all of the other stakeholders who said this is really, really important that we move forward with this, it really changed a lot. We became the largest county in the country to do that. And as an immigrant myself, as a person who was formerly undocumented, that meant a lot. It means a lot because, again, it's someone in your corner. It's someone who is advocating for you. It's someone that understands and brings humanity and is able to have a different lens to the situation. So what we're celebrating today is that continuation and expansion, because we know that now more than ever, that representation matters in court, and it matters in a way like no other, right? In a way in which, yes, we have seen the attacks, but what is happening now is at a different level. So I think it's important to celebrate this win. We know that we want universal representation, right, Ede? We understand that it's important, and all of the steps that we have taken in between these 6 years have led us to this moment. Just earlier this year, it was mentioned by the president that You know, we moved beyond even just representing people here in Cook County, because a lot of folks are being taken out of our state. And they're being put in isolation half the time, completely kidnapped without any contact to any legal representation or even talking to their family members. So it's important for us to represent the residents here in Cook County who have established family members and have their life here, to be able to represent them. So I want to thank also my colleagues for, you know, voting, for understanding, really meeting the moment and exceeding a lot of the expectations. We could get caught up a lot in the bureaucracy of things, but we have moved this along. So I just want to acknowledge some of the commissioners that were here with us today. I know Commissioner McCaskill had to was here in support, had to leave. Commissioner Merida, we have Commissioner Trevor, Commissioner Alari, Commissioner Aguilar, Commissioner Vasquez, and I believe those were the only, and Commissioner Degnan, sorry. For all of their efforts. Again, this doesn't happen by itself. It is a lot of people who have really gathered the support and are great partners at the state for us to be here today and to celebrate this moment. So I just want to, you know, thank you all for again, staying so focused on the mission. Hi, hola, buenas tardes. Soy la comisionada Almanaya. Yo represento el suroeste de la ciudad de Chicago y hoy estamos celebrando algo muy importante. Estamos celebrando que vamos a continuar ese trabajo que hemos empezado aquí en el condado. Hemos platicado un poco sobre cómo llegamos a este punto aquí, ¿verdad? De tener una unidad, de tener representación legal para nuestras comunidades inmigrantes. Y ha sido casi 6 años, si no más, ¿verdad? De trabajo, de tener las personas que están abogando por este cambio, para tener los fondos y tener esta unidad. Y quiero agradecer mucho a la presidenta Toni Preckwinkle, quiero agradecer mucho al defensor público, a Sharon Mitchell, a todos los que están aquí, ¿verdad? La coalición de defensores para todos, porque ahora más que nunca es sumamente importante que tengamos representación y que tengamos representación legal en las cortes, donde muchas de nuestras leyes y derechos han sido violados. Muchos de nuestros vecinos se los han llevado, los han secuestrado en otras partes, en otros estados, y lo que estamos viendo es una injusticia muy grande, y sabemos que es muy importante que haya un abogado, una persona que está representando a las personas legalmente para que sus casos sean resolvidos. Es muy importante. Entonces, les quiero agradecer a todos porque vieron y tuvieron una misión. Y continuamos y vamos a continuar luchando para representación universal, para que todas personas tengan esa persona al lado de ellos cuando van a corte. So, muchas gracias. And now I'd like to introduce partners of our community, Seth Mullen Kovash.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Seth Mullen Kovash from Partners for Our Communities. We're headquartered in Palatine and Hanover Park in suburban Cook County. And I just want to say that being part of this coalition and part of this effort means a lot in our communities. Often the horrors of this world that we've been talking about try to divide people based on color, based on gender, and based sometimes on city and suburbs. And this is an effort where we're saying, no, Cook County is Cook County. And we're all together, and we defend each other. And this unit, this immigration unit, part of the Public Defender's Office, is part of a wonderful integrated ecosystem working toward that goal of universal representation, but an ecosystem in which the Public Defender's Office and many private organizations like my own work together and collaborate and find the right avenue to defend each individual person. A couple of months ago, I was a young man from Rolling Meadows, from Commissioner Trevor's community, came to me and said his uncle was picked up on his way to a job site in Indiana. And he had been told, because this happened in Indiana, there was nothing anyone could do and nobody could help him. And because of this effort, I was able to say, no, that is not true. Your uncle's a resident of this community. Your uncle is our neighbor. Your uncle is part of Cook County, and I know people who will help him. And so I was able to get this into action. So I just want to thank this whole group, this large-scale effort that refuses to say this one versus this one, but says we are all here together. And as we've heard, being able to do that involves some work at the state level. So it's not just county, it's not just city. It also involves state level. And we've heard about our champions, Omar Aquino and Jennifer Gong-Gershowitz. And it's my pleasure now to introduce Representative Jennifer Gong-Gershowitz.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. First, I want to thank the fierce defenders of democracy standing with me today. Thank you for trusting me to champion this bill in the House. It has been an incredible honor to work with all of you in a moment that demands courage and an unflinching commitment to the rule of law. I was born and raised right here in Illinois, where I have enjoyed the rights and privileges of citizenship, but I have never forgotten on whose shoulders I stand. I am the granddaughter of May and Fred Gong, Chinese immigrants who faced deportation under the Chinese Exclusion Acts, a policy rooted in xenophobia, and they could not have overcome the challenges in front of them without a lawyer standing up to defend them. And without that legal representation, I would not be here to stand with all of you today. Legal representation in immigration cases has been the work of my life, and I could not be more proud to stand with the people here that have made this a reality in Cook County. This is a moment that hits incredibly close to home for all of us. And I'm here to stand with all of you to say that we are united. We are united as Illinoisans. We are united as members of a community that has raised us and will step up in this moment to protect and defend all of us. The Defenders for All Act ensures that people who call Cook County home do not lose access to legal representation simply because the federal government transfers them across state lines. It gives the Cook County Public Defender the flexibility to continue representing clients even when ICE detains them out of state, providing continuity that is essential to achieving justice. No one should lose their lawyer because of a bus ride ordered by a federal agency. Make no mistake, the rule of law itself is under attack, but Illinois will not stand silent. We will stand on the side of fairness, due process, and the fundamental belief that justice should not depend on your zip code or where the federal government decides to detain you. We are on the right side of history here in Illinois, and I am so proud and thankful that you gave me the opportunity to make a difference and to speak with one voice. And now I have the pleasure to introduce Jose Marco from the Latino Policy Forum.
Thank you, Representative. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jose Marco Paredes. I'm the Vice President for Civic Engagement at the Latino Policy Forum. And thank you, President Preckwinkle, for standing with us in this critical moment. Cook County has long believed that due process is not a privilege. It is a fundamental right. And today, as immigration enforcement becomes more unpredictable, as families across our neighborhood, particularly Latino immigrant families, are experiencing this heightened fear, this instability, that commitment matters more than ever. By expanding the immigration division of the Cook County Public Defender's Office, Cook County is ensuring that even more of our immigrant neighbors will receive competent, trusted legal representation at a moment when they need it the most. Individuals with legal representation are up 10 times more likely to achieve a positive outcome in their case. Without counsel, people face a significant higher risk of detention and deportation, fueling family separation and undermining the stability of our local economies and communities. Cook County is home to nearly 1.1 million immigrants, including over 370,000 children with at least one immigrant parent that contribute daily to Cook County's social and economic vitality. Whether as students, homeowners, entrepreneurs, immigrant communities, they all have deep roots here. This expansion means more prevention of unnecessary detention and stronger protections for families across our communities. It sends a clear message. Our residents, regardless of their immigration status, deserve fairness, dignity, and access to justice. We're deeply grateful that Cook County is choosing to invest, to lead, and to put resources behind its values. Thank you, President Preckwinkle, for your unwavering leadership, to the Cook County Board for prioritizing this investment, to the Illinois General Assembly for making this possible, and to the Public Defender for the work and collaboration, and to all of the advocates who have fought tirelessly to make this expansion possible. Today is a win for families, and today is a win for due process. Thank you.
Before we do that, I just want to acknowledge again the good work of the activists and advocates and Defenders for All. Another round of applause for them. It's a lot easier to do the right thing when you have an organized group of constituents pushing you to do the right thing. I want to thank our public defender who had another commitment and could not stay with us. Senator Aquino in his absence, Representative Jennifer Gong-Gershwitz, thank you very much for being with us. We need advocates at all levels of government. I want to thank Commissioner Anaya for taking the lead on this, Commissioner Aguilar, Commissioner Vasquez for their support, Commissioner Lowry, Trevor, Dagnan, did I miss anybody? And the two commissioners who were here earlier and could not stay, Commissioner Morita and Commissioner McCaskill. I think it's important that we, did I miss? Chairman Daley, thank you. Chairman Daley as well. I think it's important that we acknowledge our elected officials who have been so supportive of these efforts. Thank you. Yes?
So the big thing about the immigration community is they need to be aware that the services are available in the first place. What is the county doing to ensure the information is available and important in the language that folks actually speak?
Sure. So first of all, we're doing things like this to promote knowledge about the opportunity to be defended by the public defender of Cook County in your immigration cases. We have materials available about this. Taylor, can you help me out? We have materials available about this particular part of our activities, but we also have. Oh, Aaron's going to help us. We also have language access information at all of our public information desks in, I don't know, dozens of languages, so people can get basic information about how to access our website, how to get information about the programs and activities of the county. Aaron, you want to speak to that? Introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, Aaron Hernandez. I work here at the Cook County Office of the President. We do offer a lot of information. We offer a lot of information on our county website. The Public Defender's website also has information that outlines like different hotlines and also other resources. And then through our Department of Human Rights and Ethics, we also list other organizations with the help of ICER and community organizations that also have a hotline for folks to get more information. And then, as the president mentioned, we also have a language line that does a lot of our translation services for flyers, for outreach, and other events that we do with partners.
Okay, and the organization to which she referred is the Illinois Council on Immigrant and Refugee Rights, Illinois Coalition. Thank you for the correction. Everybody calls it ICER, but that organization is a coalition of groups all across our city and county that support immigrant communities. Public defender.
I'm back. Better than ever. So I would encourage people to call the FSN hotline. Our work has really been in coalition with a number of legal aid organizations, and we've been working together for quite some time to ensure the attorney or office that's best prepared to handle each individual case is assigned. So there's information on our website you can go to, but I would encourage everybody to use the FSN hotline, and that's the best way to access legal services in the region. Yep. And the number is 855-435-7693. And I think 855-435-7693. And I would also encourage people to, or I would, Commissioner Nye gave me a great point. It's not just for people with like engagement in the criminal legal system. Whether you are engaged in the criminal legal system or not, you can call that hotline and hopefully receive some support.
Question for Defender Mitchell. Jeff Buckles from WBBM News Radio. Last month, the
Yes, sir.
Chief Judge signed off on a request from your office to block federal immigration agents from conducting pickups and other things outside of court facilities. I know that the status of that operation seems to have changed in recent days, but have you or your team noticed a difference in federal immigration agents' engagement around court facilities in Cook County?
We've seen a decrease. That there have been some incidents, but to tell you the truth, we're doing all that we can to monitor the situation. I'm not going to sit here and say I can predict what the federal authorities will do, but I am so thrilled that the Chief Judge implemented that policy. I'm thrilled that the county also took steps in ensuring that their property cannot be used for ICE actions, and we believe that those actions together have had an impact. There was also a really important federal case that we saw out of New York. New York has been doing some of the similar actions in terms of resisting or stopping folks from having the ability to conduct civil arrests in courthouses. So my thought is that it's been positive, and we will continue to track the situation.
I think you got a hand back there. I'm going to ask the public defender to return to the podium.
Well, certainly Midwest Blitz has certainly strained lots of resources. Our goal is to continue to monitor the situation. There's no doubt our day job is to provide criminal legal services to folks that cannot afford them, but we are going to stay flexible. We're going to continue to monitor the situation, and if it comes to it that there needs to be more support, we'll evaluate our resources and try to do the best that we can for our residents.